Yeah, I know this isn't Star Wars, and before you pick up your pitchforks, just hear me out for a second. I wanted to make one video about this game since it's such a huge reveal for the shooter genre, and it's the first shooter game that DICE will be releasing after Star Wars Battlefront. And don't worry about the intro, that's just temporary for this video. I had you guys vote on Twitter if I should make a video on Battlefield or not, and the majority of you voted yes, so that's why I'm making this one video. I will be talking about Battlefield and my channel at the end of the video, but now let's get into the juicy stuff. So, World War I. I think no one really expected this. Most people I've talked to had hoped for a World War II game simply because people are starting to get a bit bored of all the new futuristic shooters. And World War II made a lot of sense. But after seeing the new trailer for Battlefield 1, I think this is going to be a really cool game. I personally didn't have any clue about this game up until now, just to clarify. I'm part of the Battlefront Game Changer program, but not the Battlefield Game Changer program that they talked about during the stream, so I'm just as surprised as many of you might be. What made me most excited when seeing this trailer is that Battlefield is going back to some truly gritty and basic warfare. I mean, keep in mind that during the time of this game there was no lock-ons, so everything you're gonna shoot on a tank or even on a plane, you will have to aim manually, which is going to make vehicle warfare completely different compared to Star Wars Battlefront or Battlefield 4. The actual vehicles also seem so awesome in this game. Everything from huge zeppelins, which according to the QA session are actually controllable, to warships and old school tanks. And then of course we have the destruction, which they talked about during the livestream and said that there's even more destruction than in Battlefield 4. And if there's one thing I miss in Battlefront, that's definitely destruction. It seems like there's gonna be very varying environments as well, everything from the Western Front to Arabia, where you can fight with horses and swords. And that also brings us to the melee system. According to the developers, there will be a bunch of different weapons, and as we could see in the trailers, you can use everything from a shovel to a mace, which indicates that the guns obviously won't be as powerful as in the other Battlefield games, and you will more often face off against your enemies at close range. Another thing I noticed during the trailer was this guy, who seems to have a huge armor and a machine gun, and also later during the trailer this guy with the flamethrower. Maybe they are actually incorporating some sort of hero system like in Star Wars Battlefront. Who knows, that would certainly be very interesting to see, because they really don't look like normal troopers, and I don't think everyone will be able to walk around with that huge machine gun on the battlefield. So, what about my channel and Battlefield? Well, it is a game that is fairly similar to Battlefront, and that's made by the same developer. But to be honest, I have no interest in covering this game to the same degree as I cover Star Wars games, simply because I have a bigger interest in Star Wars when it comes to in-depth stuff. That being said, I would love to make an occasional video on this game just with my thoughts about it, such as after big reveals and after the release of the game. The question is, how many of you want me to do that on this channel? I do have a second channel I haven't touched for a long time that I could do it on, but splitting up to a second channel is never really a good idea unless you really have to. And on top of that, if I do it on this channel, it would be very rarely, and it would never replace Star Wars content, it would just be more content basically. So if you're only here for Star Wars, you could simply skip the videos that has Battlefield in the title. I think that's pretty fair. Even if it is my channel, I want to please you guys, so I'm gonna make a poll in the description below where you can vote for what you think about Battlefield content on this channel. Well, I'm so excited for this game, and I will be following it closely myself and definitely be getting it as soon as it is out. And hopefully it's gonna be as fun as it looks. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the new Battlefield 1 announcement and what you think about making a video on my channel about it every other month. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.